What do you mean it runs in your blood?
My dad's side, they're all musicians, producers,
Oh,
management, yan, Octo Arts, Viva, and before, nung old times, I don't remember what you call, hindi pa ako pinanganak nun eh. Pero basta they're into the arts.
nice. Okay, sige, sige. So when you started doing the commercials, like what do you remember any? Can you pinpoint some of the commercials you used to do
Yeah,
when you were young?
I remember most. My first commercial was for Telecom. I did shampoo. I did almost all the fast food. I did toothpaste. Almost everything. I even did insurance.
Whoa, as a child, insurance.
I did almost every kind I could think of, except ano pa ba? Parang halos lahat eh.
So
Almost.
when did you make the transition from commercials into because like we all know na commercial acting is different from
Oh
TV
yeah,
acting
totally
and
different.
like you know what I mean. There's commercial models and it's different from being an actual
Mm-hmm.
from a I don't want to use the word artista or artist to say you know what I mean, but it's different from being in showbiz.
Yeah, it's
So
a different industry.
when did you make the shift?
2008, I think, or late 2007. Parang kinuha lang ako to be the young Christine Hermosa in one of her shows back then. And I remember I didn't have any experience at all. Tapos parang lahat iyakan. And then I was like, whoa, I don't know how to cry. But for some reason, nagawa naman. So I guess dun din nagsimula na parang, I can do it naman pala. Baka kaya naman. And I tried guesting in other shows until I auditioned for Going Bulilit, which was 2008. And I was in ABS with 3,000 other kids, audience entrance. So doon talaga siya nagsimula. And then I never stopped after that, after I got in.
But you said that you were doing theater. 'Di ba? So why do you say that you had no experience dun sa soap mo kay Christine?
Ano, theater naman kasi because I was very young. It was just trumpets, like
Oh yeah, I know trumpets, yeah.
yeah, so it was very light, and to me it was more of play. It was just
Mm-mm.
really for enjoyment rather than training talaga. So nung sumabak ako dun sa Christine Hermosa show, and I had no idea about how showbiz,
Mm-mm.
taping
Mm-mm.
work.
Sobrang tagal, super
Oh,
tenga.
tapos ilang taon lang ako nun, tapos nagulat ako parang inabot na ako ng 9 a.m. the next day.
Yeah,
I was
ganun
like,
dati, no?
"Whoa, what is this?" So ayun, parang dun ako namulat na, ito pala yun, yung mga napapanood ko sa TV, ganito pala yun.
So with that experience, yun nga na nagulat ka na hanggang 9 a.m. ka the next day. I'm sure early call time ka din, mga 7 a.m. call time yan.
Oo.
So, because di ba sabi mo, you were alluding na para siyang play for you.
Yeah.
Nung nagawa mo na yan, how did it change your perception of acting? Parang did you feel na parang ayoko pala gawin to or mas lalong na ano yung fire?
Ano naman, of course it was a bit like a culture shock to me because
Mm.
yun nga, coming from commercials, totally different world. But
Mm.
I was fulfilled kasi nagawa ko siya. So I was like, oh, this is pretty cool. It was really hard, but I don't know, maybe it's not always like this. So maybe we can try again if there's an opportunity. And ayun, thankfully there was.
Kasi parang nagising ka sa fact na, oh, hindi pala laro-laro lang 'to. Kasi like you said, 'di ba, yung trumpets mo, it's like play, the commercial, it's like play. Ngayon, dito mo na-realize na parang, oh, seryoso pala 'to. How old were you at that time?
I think, mag-8 pa lang ako ata nun. Mag-8, yeah.
Tapos naisip mo na kaagad 'no, na parang it really made a shift in you. And you enjoyed it enough where you wanted to do it again. So like you said, you did Going Bulilit.
Mm-hmm.
Na, of course, I've watched a few, pero never ako nakapag-guest dun. So, hindi, di ba? Kasi 17 na ako nung nag-artista ako eh. But did that bring you back to your days in trumpets na parang laro to? Parang how was Going Bulilit like?
Huh. It had its pros and cons, that's for
Like
sure.
all things.
like all things naman. So there were moments when, of course, it felt like play because you were with a bunch of other kids
Kids, yeah.
and you were just doing very light comedy. It was just very fun. But of course, just like any other show you enter, there's always gonna be drama. And because you are with a lot of other people, from different backgrounds, some you've met for the first time, iba-ibang ugali din ng mga tao. So, you see a lot of things that
Mm,
at that time I was not used to seeing. But for them it was just normal. But
mm.
like the staff, the production, they were all great. They were the producers, the directors, okay na okay yung experience ko dun sa kanila, sa mga staff. And I think it helped a lot with like honing me in a way. Kasi yun nga, from child actress to, I don't know what you call me now, but yeah, from actress.
I guess just an actress, no? Hindi, performer kasi nga you sing also and you dance eh. You can't just really put yourself into a box of actress
Yeah.
kasi masyado akong maraming ginagawa eh. You know what I mean? Pero you know what, like that's what I noticed here with the Philippine show business. Parang they want you to be able to do everything eh. They don't really they don't want you to be a specialist, if you know what I mean.
Yeah.
Parang, lalo na when you start young, yung mga young talents, dinadala sa dance workshop, may voice coaching. So, in a way, it's good kasi, alam mo yon you get to see what you're really talented at eh. Pero at the same time, parang nakakatanggal ng focus instead of like focusing on one thing. You know what
Yeah.
I mean?
Yeah.
Ikaw, if I were to ask you, what's your favorite aspect of performing?
Ooh, that is hard.
Di
Before
ba?
I would say singing, but now parang I'm leaning towards acting. It
Pero
really
ito you can't just, it's a singing kasi because you also write your own songs eh.
yeah.
So you're not just singing other people's songs. So you can't just put it in the box na singing. Is it like more mas natutuwa ka ba sa music or sa acting?
Alam mo, sobrang hirap talaga. It depends on what inspires me at the moment. Like, ngayon, I'm so inspired with acting. So, I'm gonna lean towards acting na ito yung mas gusto ko at the moment. But let's say, like when we were in PBB, I was really enjoying the songwriting and the singing. So, yun.
But that's kind of madaya because you don't really have a chance to act in PBB. So so
Yun
there
lang, yung
parang
musical play lang.
yung musical play pero musical pa rin siya. You know what I
Ayun
mean?
nga eh. So,
So talagang magle-lean ka dun sa songwriting.
yeah, it's hard to choose. Why not all?
Yun na nga, why not all? Pero, uy, grabe, may pa Chocolate Hills.
Thank you.
Um, Thank you guys. Another thing I want to talk about, like with growing up in the industry, parang I feel like with me now that I'm older, I realized na ang hirap din talaga to make like really good friends in the industry
Oh,
because
yeah,
you
bro.
you to- you tend to gravitate towards people your age. You know what I mean? People
Uh-huh.
with the same interests. And sa totoo lang, in our industry, those are your competition. Eh. Do you
Mhm.
know what I mean? Like people the guys my age, I'm competing for roles with them.
Mhm.
So I'm sure with you also, eh. And especially sa Going Bulilit because you're all still growing up, diba?
Yeah.
With Going Bulilit, yeah, okay. You're all kids, you're all like that. When did you realize na parang, oh wait, mag-aagawan kami for roles dito eventually? And did that like change how you would look at your co-stars? What was
Yeah.
that like?
Actually, I realized that early on
Mm-mm.
because that I was so surprised at how the other kids were treating me and were so like hungry, and it's a different kind of hunger. It's like very aggressive. And I was like, whoa, why I don't understand. So I was very it was so weird to me. And then I realized, oh, because they think I'm their competition.
Dun mo
Because,
na gets
yeah,
eventually, oo.
they act a certain way. But they're mad at me because they think nakakalamang ako. Because they think I'm their competition. And then to me, honestly, I didn't care. I knew I was decent in what I was doing. And I knew naman na hindi ako pangit. So that was enough for me na I'm not gonna care about you guys. You go fight over what you want. You fight over me, fight over yourselves. I don't care. I am gonna focus on myself. You know the saying na your only competition is your,
The man in the mirror, man.
yeah, like your potential. So that was me.
Mm-mm.
Because I was like, I didn't care about whatever. And then growing up, it was really hard to gain friends. Kasi kaya ako namulat about the competition things because I thought friends. And then, oh, hindi pala. Parang ganon. So, maybe I thought before it was impossible to maybe find real friends in the industry because baka ganun lahat. That's why I would say the industry is like the Hunger Games, di ba?
Mm-mm.
Parang every man for themselves. Matira matibay. Ganon. So I guess I had to change my mindset. And I love the industry, but I also know that there's so much more to life than this. So it's what I had to keep reminding myself. And ang importante lang talaga sa akin is na yung maganda yung ginagawa ko. Para kasi there will always be someone naman talaga who is better than you. There's always gonna be someone new. Always gonna be someone prettier than you. That's a
Mm-mm.
given fact. So, kaya natuto ako na talagang mag-focus lang sa sarili ko. Na galingan ko lang lagi. Yun na yun. Parang iba-iba din naman tayo ng timeline. So, it may be their time and I don't really care. I'm not an insecure person naman. So, ayun, for me. Pero I'm lucky na later on, I was able to find really good friends who didn't see me as competition. Even though we all know na magkakompetensya kami lahat for all the
Oo,
roles,
oo.
everything. Parang alam na namin yon pero we it wasn't something that we would let change us and our relationship. And I mean, I'm talking about my friends now, yung four sisters ko dun sa movie, yan, si Belle, si Charlie, si Jillian, si Andrea, si Blythe, yun. Parang we were talking about it din na parang everyone's trying to make us fight.
Matagal child actress ba si Blythe? Andrea
Yeah,
Brillantes?
nag-going
Matagal
bulilit
na rin siya?
siya.
Nag-going bulilit din siya? Okay, I never knew that.
Oo. So yun, parang sabi ko, everyone's trying to make us fight. And it is true that we are each other's competition. But alam mo yun, yung finally you found people na mas nangingibabaw yung tunay na love and care for each other
Mm-mm.
than fighting for roles and agaw buhay ka dito sa showbiz, parang ganon.
Mm.
So, ayun, parang I didn't lose all hope in people.
Kasi alam mo sa totoo lang, it's not just that the fact na you're each other's competition. The fact na nasa showbiz tayo, it's hard to maintain friendships talaga at dahil sa schedules natin, do you know what I mean? It's hard enough to maintain friendships with people who aren't in the industry.
Oh
What
yeah,
more with people who are also in the industry, do you know what I mean? Like, I have very few na talagang who I feel na talagang kapatid ko, you know what I mean? Like, if I'll name two on the top of my head, si Marco tsaka si Gablagman. And like, I love those guys to death, you know what I
yeah,
mean? But it's so hard to see each other, bro.
yeah,
And it's not like I don't want to see them, they don't
yeah.
want to see me. It's just talagang
Di
yung
tugma.
schedules, di tugma yung schedules talaga. Kaya every time I get a chance to work with people who I consider my friends, I jump at the opportunity eh. You know,
Totoo.
kasi iba rin yung bond na nabibuild nyo sa set, right?
Yeah.
So like, I'm sure that's why you guys got so close dun sa Four Sisters.
Mm-hmm.
Kasi, you know what I mean? It's the hours on the set talaga eh.
Yeah.
And like there's nothing else to do. You have not no one else is there. It's
Saka
you
yung
guys
lock-in,
talaga.
di ba?
Lalo na sa lock-in. Actually, na-enjoy ko yung lock-in ha. I
Yeah,
really did. Yung lock-in natin dun sa ano. Let's talk about that. Like,
sige.
if you were gonna compare the old, actually ngayon medyo balik na tayo sa ganun eh. You know, like
Yeah,
MWF. Yeah.
movie, what,
Um,
balikan.
what do you prefer?
I prefer lock-in.
'Di ba?
Ako lang, I know so many people who despise it, who hate it so much and never want it back. But I think it's a lot more convenient in a lot of ways.
Like, for number one, ang naiisip ko, it's a lot easier to stay in character when you're locked in.
Yeah, totoo
You
to.
know? Like, especially with our soap, yung sa init sa magdamag, kung kung balikan yung ano natin, kunyari Monday, Wednesday, Friday, ako si Raymond, Bex, ganun. Pag uwi ko
Yeah,
sa bahay, hindi na naman. Tapos pagbalik mo sa set, kakapain mo ng konti. You know what I mean? Ang daming oras na nasasayang eh. Of
that's
course, mas komportable tayo pag makakauwi tayo sa bahay, see our loved ones. But, you know what I mean? Pag work talaga, it's better to just focus on the work. Diba?
yeah. So then for me, it was better, and you have no choice but to build a relationship with the people around you, which helps a lot. The
Mm.
work.
And lalo na kung saan tayo, wala masyadong magawa, walang signal, walang internet. So, you have no choice but to mingle or kunyari, may taping lahat, ikaw lang walang taping. You have no choice but to like, alam mo yun, work on your character, put depth
Yeah.
to your character. So, in a way, parang mas, I don't know, like, it's kind of similar to PBB, lalo na kung saan tayo with no internet and stuff. But
Mm.
I don't know why in PBB I felt more trapped. Maybe it's because it's a
Because you
lock
couldn't
in,
see other things.
and it's a lock in. We know when we're going home. It's
Yeah.
in our mind. Dun sa PBB, wala kang alam. You don't know
Wala
anything.
sense of time even,
Wala
nothing.
kang sense of time. Oh,
Nothing.
and
You didn't know
yung
what was happening outside. Nothing talaga.
unless dumaan na yung chopper ni Willie, alam na natin, okay. Oh my Yamashita!
OMG, thank you.
Baby!
What's that?
Let's effing go, baby. Thank you sa Yamashita.
Hindi ko nakita anyway.
Ako din masyado mabilis pero okay lang.
Lahat kasi yung games, gifts.
Gifts, ang daming gifts. So since na-open na natin yung topic ng PBB, what made you consider doing PBB? Have you always wanted to do
Yeah.
PBB? Since ang tagal mo na sa industriya eh. Have you ever auditioned before?
Yes, I have ilang beses na akong dapat pumasok.
What happened? Let's talk about those
I
times.
don't know, it's like lagi akong okay, there's PBB again, you can join na. Game ka na dito sa season na to. Okay, game, tara. And then parang there's always something that happens na nauudlot siya. Let's say I get another project. Or they just say mismo na, I think
Not time.
I think sa next season, mas bagay ka na lang. Until sa na-push nang na-push, and then, yun nga, dumating na yung sa Celeb Edition. Parang they said kasi, I wasn't really bagay with any other edition. They wanted me to go in as a celebrity. So, saan pa ba? Di celebrity edition.
Gets.
So, ayun. And then, I really wanted to. I've always wanted to experience PBB. Just, wala lang. Feeling ko kasi, di ko kaya eh. Kaya gusto ko lang siya matry. And ayun, sabi ko pa when I entered, I told everyone, uy, 2 weeks lang ako ha. And then, I will go out talaga. Sabi ko, I'm sure naman I'll be evicted na din naman. Parang wala talaga akong bilib sa sarili ko no. I just wanted to try not having a phone, lock in with not knowing anything. Wala lang, saya lang. And the independence. I was really craving for independence at that time. So, I really jumped at it. Ayun.
Speaking of independence, I know we're neighbors. You're literally right
Yeah,
there. May balak ka bang maging independent? Do you plan on like getting your own place sometime? Have you put thought to that?
I do. I have my own place, but I really can't leave my mom. So, kahit na sometimes I really want to be independent, there are times na yun, I just leave for like a week or two. I go to my condo, my other condo. Or kapag bored na bored lang ako, gusto ko lang mag-isa talaga sa ibang lugar, then I'll rent another place and just stay there for 2 weeks. So, yun na. Then I come back home. Kasi I can't leave my mom for a long time.
Yan yung difference sa men and women, eh, no? It's like yung women talaga they have a sense of like family, we need to be together. Ako like I wanted freedom. Like of course I miss my mom. I talk to my mom every day,
Yeah.
'di ba? Pero nung nagkaroon ng pandemic, I wasn't staying here yet. I was in Eastwood pa.
Yeah.
My mom was begging me, dude, like, please, Albie, go stay in the house. Sabi ko, nah, dude, it's a 2-week lockdown. You know, when they said 2 weeks
Yeah,
lang, tapos
2 weeks.
na-extend. 2-week lockdown lang yan. Ano ba? Like, kaya kong mabuhay ng 2 weeks dito. Then a few days passed. Tapos yung lola ko mismo yung nagsundo sa akin, man. So I can't say no to my lola, dude. I can say no to my mom, but not to my lola.
That's true.
Oo, 'di ba? So parang, diyan ka sa amin tumira. Because she lives in White Plains, if you're familiar.
Yeah.
Across Eastwood lang. So, tumira muna ako dun ng for the next week, first week ng lockdown, mag-isa ako dun. Tas second week, kinuha na nila ako talaga. And then I realized it na parang pa-extend na ng pa-extend.
Ah.
So sabi ko, why don't I try to, like, you know what I mean? It's a good time to spend time with my family ulit,
Ah.
you know. And then parang parang 2 days pa lang dun na-realize ko sa sarili ko, hindi ko na kaya talaga tumira sa magulang ko agad, man. Like, it's alam mo yun, yung kapag sa parents ko kasi, dinner time is 7 p.m.
On the
regardless.
dot. Uh-huh.
'Di ba? Eh, paano kung gutom na ako ng 6?
Yeah.
Paano kung hindi pa ako gutom ng 7? It's just, those small things na nasanay na ako sa independence ko that I just can't give up. And like, you know what I mean? My dad can take care of my mom. I don't gotta take care. That's
True.
not on me to do. But let's talk about when you finally got the call to be in the celebrity edition. What was your reaction like?
Oh, I was really game. But also at that time, I had two other projects na kailangan kong pagpilian at that time that were really good, really, really, really nice. And PBB became the last option for me. Because two projects nga ba, or basta ganon. And then they were really good. They would also have been a dream come true for me. So, parang when I was weighing the pros and cons, sabi ko, sa PBB kasi, I mean, I've never watched prior. So, sabi ko, I don't think it's guaranteed success. Sabi ko. Sabi ko, so, I mean, why will I risk these two? I mean, I know that are already amazing projects for something that isn't really sure and something I just want to do for experience na parang playtime lang din sa akin. Something I just want to do for me and not for my career. So, and then, sabi ko, it's so hard to decide. Even my handler couldn't decide. Star Magic couldn't decide. Then I was like, I'm just going to pray. I was like, Lord, please decide for me because I cannot. I cannot decide. I cannot turn down any of them. I want them all. Why can't I do them all? So, yun ang sabi ko. And then yun, si God na nag-decide for me. Biglang dun sa isang project, they needed someone who was a bit in short, I was too girly na for the role. And then for the other movie, it was postponed because it was an international film, ganyan. So sabi ko, okay then, let's go PBB. I chose
Funny how you say na you were too girly for the role when your last role sa Init was tomboyish.
no, this is different talaga. Even the
Okay.
hair, everything. And sabi
Okay.
ko nga, they were like, your boobs are too big for this. I was like, okay.
Oh, okay. Yun.
I was like,
Yun pala yun. Okay. Gets
okay.
ko na.
And then, ayun. So, sabi ko, okay, PVP, this is God's choice na talaga. And then, yun, I went in and I was like, I was so sure na 2 weeks lang ako inside. Because I didn't know talaga what would happen sa PBB. I was afraid that it would be full of sports, and it was. So I was like, 2 weeks and I'm out. I just want to show people who I am, and then I'm out. And then 2 weeks became more and more and more and more until I was like, hey, this is fun. I like this.
Well, when you were in the hotel arrest, kasi I know na you have trouble with insomnia, right? So
Yeah.
what was that like for you inside?
Crazy. I had great sleep during the.
Talaga?
Yeah, I guess it's because I was crying all day.
Okay.
Yeah,
Yeah, okay.
grabe. First day when they dropped me off, I wasn't crying until my parents said bye. And then I was like crying my life away. And then the first night, I was just crying. I said, I can't do this. I really can't. Tomorrow, I'll give it one more day. Then the same, I just kept crying. Then I was like, that's it. I'm out. Why am I crying? Why am I doing this? I don't need this. I'm done. And then until the staff was like, kaya mo yan. Kaya mo yan. So sabi ko na lang, okay, one more day. Kapag hindi ko na kaya, okay, uwi na ako. And then, I kept telling myself, one more day, until ayun na. Andun na ako, sa loob.
Tagal din natin sa loob ng quarantine eh, no?
Yeah, like a
Hindi
week
ko siya
pa?
kinaya. I
No,
think it's more.
more
I
than
don't know. I think it's like 10 days.
yeah, more than
But were you the one who had a book na parang once a day lang dapat binabasa yung book? I remember that from the house, dude. So dala mo ba yan sa
yeah, that's my
hotel?
calendar. That was my calendar.
Yeah, yeah. Okay, gets ko na. Yeah. Did they allow you to bring that to the house? No.
Yeah, they checked it.
Okay lang naman.
Because the only reason I needed that was to track, as a girl, you track your period cycles.
Yeah.
We needed that for that. But regardless, it was pretty useful. I mean, useless.
You know, I was reading that book in the house. I kept reading so much. I was reading so much in the house. Paglabas ko, dude, I didn't pick that book up again, dude. It's still here somewhere. I don't know, because now there's so much things to do outside, bro. In the house,
Yeah.
all I could do was read. So,
Honestly. Kaya nga, sa quarantine, I brought like 5 books.
did
I
you
brought
read them?
I finished a book a day in the quarantine. And then I was like, okay, I'm gonna bring this all inside. And then they said, no, you can only bring one.
One book lang, yeah.
But no, I brought 3 luggages of clothes with me. And then they said, no, you can only bring one.
One.
I was like,
Dude, tayo baliktad tayo. With me naman, they were like, bro, you gotta buy more clothes, man. So, what? Sobrang kulang daw ng dala kong damit. Tapos ang dami pa nilang kinuha sa akin, man. Yung
yeah,
mga
kasi
hindi
may
daw
break.
pwede. Oo.
Yeah.
And then yung mga Nike shorts ko, they were like, pwede ba namin tanggalin yung check? Dude, you're taking the whole value out of the
Yeah.
shorts.
Or lagyan
Yeah.
ko ng tape.
Nilagyan ba nila ng tape? Hindi, tinanggal nila yung akin eh. Like
Kasi
they had like that cutter.
iba yung iba may tape eh. I
Oh,
remember.
yung iba may tape. Yeah, yung iba nga may tape. Tapos yung chinelas, di ba, naglalagyan din ng tape.
Yeah, kaya yung akin
Uh,
hindi naman siya branded. Kaya okay lang.
um, was like you said, but you were expecting to go out right away. But then you also said you started to enjoy it.
Yeah, I really did.
When you were the time when you got evicted, what was the feeling? Was it more relief? Was it
Yeah,
more sadness? Relief pa rin.
happy. I was happy.
Happy pa din.
I knew in my heart I was going that day. I just knew
Okay.
it. And I said, when I was packing, oh, this is the last time I am gonna pack. I officially gave my eggs away because I was like, I knew I'm leaving today. I was like, I
Uh,
knew this was the day. I was ready, and I was just because it was the day after Christmas. I was like, I think I want to spend my New Year now with my family. I think I thought
sobrang alat naman nun, hindi mo pa naabutan yung Christmas with your fam.
yun nga, pero okay lang naman kasi at least I also wanted to experience Christmas inside PBB, but New Year outside.
Yeah,
Sabi ko, I think I fought a good fight. I have no idea what's going on outside, but I mean, I made it this far. I probably did something right, but I think I've given everything, and if it's time for me to go, I'm fulfilled.
ready. Can you imagine what it was like for the ones who got left inside? Naririnig nila yung mga fireworks ng New
Yeah,
Year's.
we heard fireworks kasi actually I was inside pa. Nakanood kami ng fireworks. I remember I was like screaming, "Oh my God, fireworks!" Akala mo first time mo na lang ulit makakita ng fireworks. So, yun lang. Sabi ko, oh, it's fun din naman pala. But of course, when we were spending Christmas inside, you kind of miss then how you would spend it with your family. And lalo na ako, I've never spent it away from home. It's always with fam. So that was the first time. Although, syempre, I considered everyone din inside as family din naman.
It's not the same.
Yeah, it's just different.
It's not the same.
Syempre, sa mindset mo na lang yung sarili mo.
Oo.
Diba?
Mindset mo na lang talaga yung sarili mo. Were you guys able to get gifts from the outside? Were you able to
Yeah, we
do?
were. But we had to complete a really hard task for it, if I'm not mistaken. Pero tas parang 2 gifts per person. And then 1 gift na, what do you call that? The monita. The,
Yung parang
yeah.
exchange gift?
Chris Kringle. There, Chris Kringle.
Chris Kringle, yeah.
Yeah.
Dude, can you imagine? It's been a year since we went inside.
That's so fast.
I can't believe it, dude.
It is so fast. Parang October nga, grabe ang bilis.
Diba? Like, I realized na when we were inside and then when I got out, I realized na hindi talaga mabilis ang araw, eh. It's like the day you have so much time to do things in the day because when we were inside, bro, ang haba ng araw, eh. Like,
Yeah.
if you think about it, like, the 3 weeks I was there feel longer than the year I was outside after,
True. That's
right?
different. Time is different. Your sense of time is different inside talaga. Like the days sometimes are so slow, sometimes are so fast.
And, like, now when I, what's this? When I got out, like, I did gonna realize now, man, I'm wasting so much time out here. So, like, I stopped playing video games. Parang sinet ko na lang yung mind ko na I'm gonna stop effing around and do all the stuff that I wanted to do. But,
Yeah.
like,
Yeah. Same. Ako then when I got out, I was like, I'm gonna start playing video games. That was me. I was like,
start naman.
yeah, I'm gonna enjoy. I'm gonna play. I'm gonna do nothing. I'm gonna everything.
But, like, that was the thing with me when I was outside. I enjoyed too much
Ah,
before BBB. That's really what I realized when I got inside, and then I started talking to, like, you and everybody else how they would hustle. I was like, geez, mo, I'm really doing the bare minimum here. So, like, parang I need to start putting in more work. Because, like, with me, I have a thing na usually when I start to, another Yamashita, let's go. Thank you,
wow.
Jenica M.
Yeah, finally I
Uh,
saw. Thank you,
saw it this time.
Jessica.
Yes, thank you, Jenica.
Thank
But,
you, Janika.
like, yun nga, masyado akong nag-e-enjoy, man. And then, like, nagkaroon ako ng time na, yun nga, like, when I started doing this, before PBB pa lang, sinubukan ko na may podcasts na ako, eh. But then, like, I felt it was hard. Parang hindi ako masyadong talented sa ganun. Pero, because when I started, like, for example, when I started lifting weights, I started playing basketball, I was really good at it right away. So,
Uh-huh.
lagi akong sanay sa ganun na, okay, magaling ako kaagad sa mga bagay, dito ako magfo-focus.
Uh-huh.
But then, like, I realized na nung nagsimula naman ako umarte, sobrang banu ko naman, ah. You know what I mean? Like, super trash, as in basura talaga. And, like, I'm still here, bro, 12 years later.
Yeah.
And, like, you know what I mean? I have some awards hanging, so, like, I'm doing something right. So
Yeah.
after that, I was thinking na with this podcast stuff, if I keep at it, eventually I'll get better.
Yes. Totoo.
You know?
Yeah.
Like, what, do you have anything that you're trying out now, some new things that you're doing, or focus ka pa rin sa mga focus ka pa rin sa what you were doing before?
Well, right now, I have a newfound love for acting. Honestly, I know I've been doing it all my life, but then there was a time when acting just became I I don't know how to describe it. It wasn't as exciting or like alam ko na okay na magaling na ako, okay na 'to. Parang gano'n, nakampante ako.
Yon, nakampante ka. Oo.
Nakampante ako. And then now I did a movie recently and then ako yung lead talaga nung movie. And it
Is this with ano? I saw a story, eh, that
and
you were dubbing. Yeah, and Chong. That's it, no? Yeah.
Alex.
Okay. Okay.
And then dun sa movie, parang it challenged me in ways I never could have imagined and I gave things I never thought I had in me. So now, yung excitement ko dun sa movie, sobrang taas. Na, I mean, hindi ako nagbubuhat ng sarili kong bangko, pero for this movie, bubuhatin ko yung movie, hindi ako, yung movie. So, parang meron na akong newfound love for acting na, oh my God, this is why I like what I do. So, gusto ko na lang ulit galingan and now, I've, I'm working out. I'm working out.
Yes. Yes.
Yeah. After PBB, my life went downhill with
After?
with depression. Yeah, because of depression. I mean,
Bakit?
everything was good, but it just kept getting worse and worse and worse and worse.
Can we
With
talk about that? Why?
yeah,
Why do you think that is?
because no one prepares you for what happens after PBB. I was not prepared with kasi sa loob, malay ko bang may nanonood? Akala ko wala,
Ah, oo.
'di ba?
Sa
Hindi ko
totoo lang.
wala. Wala talaga. So when I got out and everyone's like, "Yo, here, information, information, blah blah blah, people, people, people." And I was like, "Oh wow, this is a whole new world." It was overwhelming in a good way. But of course, like with all the pros, there were cons as well. I didn't know how to handle certain things, certain instances, certain people, because parang everything became new to me again. And then I was really tired. I'm thankful for everything I got, but of course, tao lang din ako. Like there were times when I would get tired and not have rest, and then basta everything. Parang with mental health, it just got really, really bad. I was not able to take care of myself. I was not able to um do anything for me. Parang there was a time when I just felt like a robot. I
And
had
alam mo, human, wait lang, sorry to cut you, but it's kind of human nature to be, um, what do you mean? To start to appreciate things less when you always have it. Eh. Do you know what I mean?
honestly,
Do you?
sabi ko sa sarili ko, parang I thought I'd be happier by now. That's what I always told myself. And then I felt like I was just stuck in this really dark black hole by myself. And I had great people. I had KD around me, and he was such a big help with what I was feeling. And then, of course, if I didn't help myself, useless din lahat ng ginagawa ng ibang tao para sa akin. But I
Yeah.
couldn't help myself. I just had no motivation. I had no will. I didn't want to do anything. I couldn't get out of bed. If I didn't have work, I would be in my bed all day crying. That's it. I was stuck. I didn't want to move nothing until recently na sabi ko, I'm wasting my life away. Na sabi ko, how why am I living this life and not even trying to better myself? I don't want to be stuck being mediocre. I don't want to be mediocre. I want to excel. So that's when I started getting oh my god, get out of bed, bro. Move. You can do this. You've done it before. You can do this again. So ayun, now naman I've been working out nonstop. I've been attending all these random classes, doing like extracurricular things. I've been learning again, and I'm actually going out of my house and just doing the small things that I couldn't do. I'm listening to music. After PBB, I did not listen to any music. I haven't written anything. It's a downward spiral, and it was because of me.
I have a question. Were you getting even more depressed, thinking that why am I depressed? Do you know what I mean? Parang all of these good things are happening to me now. Why am I sad? Did that affect you in a way?
Yeah, I felt like complete poop. I was like, whoa, why am I have no right. Parang may naglalaban sa akin eh. I have no right to feel this way. I'm a
Oh,
hypocrite. I am so blessed. People love me.
oh, let's go.
It's my time to shine. Why am I feeling so bad about why do I hate myself so much? At the same time, I'm like, your feelings are valid. It's okay. So I had no balance of having valid feelings and also struggling with them. Until yun nga, I said, yo, I cannot go on living my life like this. It's affecting so much people. And also when I went to the States for work, I was like, I am not going to survive this trip if I am being so mean to myself.
Itong recent na trip nyo?
And every day, it was so tiring. Kasi being tired is such a big factor sa depression din. Because when you're exhausted, you feel things a lot more. Like you're a lot more frustrated, a lot more irritable, etc., etc., etc. So, but I had so much realizations when I looked in myself in the mirror, and I was like, what have I become? Like, why did I let myself go in so much ways? So I started acknowledging the fact na, oh gosh, I need help. Oh gosh, I need to do something about this. Because no one knew. No one could ever tell that I was going through so much bad things at that time. Because yun nga, I'm an actress. I can go out and show you that life is so colorful and wonderful, but you don't know what happens behind closed doors. So
Mm-mm.
sabi ko, I actually want to believe that life is colorful, etc., etc. And then I was like, okay, I think it's time to help myself and get my ass up and move again. And now I feel better. Like I'm working out, and I'm like, oh, Albie would be proud. I'm working out,
Yes, I am.
and I'm making Katie work out too.
Let's go. I see it. I saw he posted one recently. This
No.
sobrang sweet ng comment mo dun. Pero, and you know what the thing with depression is? I don't think I have depression, but I've felt depressed at times, of course,
Yeah,
diba? The thing with it is like, pagod ka lagi, pero wala kang ginagawa kundi matulog. Do you know what I mean?
yeah.
So like, it's so, hindi ko maintindihan yung pakiramdam na yun. Eh, na all I wanna do is sleep, pero pag gising ko, pagod na pagod pa rin ako.
And then
So,
magagalit ka, 'di ba? Kasi bakit natulog lang ako buong araw? Ang
ang
useless.
sayang na naman ng araw, diba? Ito na naman, I'm wasting my life. Like, and for me, like, when I get into those states, it's really hard because there's no one here, man. So,
Yeah.
like, like I'll go 2 3 days sometimes and like it's pitch black, nakapatay lang lagi lahat ng ilaw. And in my place, you've been to my place, right? So you know, even if my araw na sa labas, if I
Yeah.
close the curtains, it looks like it's nighttime. So like
Mm.
that darkness really just drags you down even lower. So I guess it's a good thing that you're staying with your parents and your siblings. You have siblings, correct?
Yeah, but they don't. My sister doesn't stay here. Actually, that's the funny thing, cause I'm so good at holding it in and not letting anyone know. So I was just dealing with all of that, not really alone, because I had Katie. But I mean, I wouldn't tell my family. I I I just didn't, not because they wouldn't understand, but because I just didn't want to talk. I just didn't want to explain and let people know that I was feeling this way. Because honestly, I was getting so much hate for, like, some people would notice na I look tired, and they would say, you, why are you tired? You're not even so famous. There are people more famous than you, have more work. You shouldn't be tired. I was like, that's true, but I am tired. You can't
Yeah.
remove that fact from me. Like,
And
it's because
let's face it, bro. The famous people don't have to work that much. When's the last time Danielle and Kat had a teleserye, dude? Diba? Like,
I
the ones yung mga, it's like, it's people like us na kailangan kumayod ng mag-work, di ba? Because it's not the same for us and them, bro.
So ayun, sabi ko talaga, it's I now appreciate working out so much, because before I believed that was not true. Now when you work out, you release happy
Happy
hormones.
hormones.
I said, that is not true. I hate working out. I don't want to work out. When I work out, I feel like I'm dying.
Yeah.
So why am I supposed to be happy? And then now I realized it na, oh, I get it now. And so I'm always like, yo, Katie, let's work out. Let's play. Let's move. Just move. Let's just.
Mm-mm.
Then I got instructions then from my doctor na I really have to move every day. Ganyan, ganyan, ganyan. So like sabi ko, okay, I think this is the time where we're gonna take care of ourselves and we're gonna be better with our lives. And ewan ko, I had a realization lang talaga, especially recently, na there's so much more to life than the industry we work in, than the things you see on Instagram.
Instagram is fake, bro. It's the
Yeah.
most fake thing in the world talaga. Because you don't see anyone having a bad day on Instagram. Everyone's always in a tropical place, eating the best food, living the best life, but no one's really like that in real life, bro.
Yeah, only in the Finstas.
In the yeah, I don't even have a Finsta. But I want to go back to what you were saying, that life is more than what the industry makes it out to be. Do you know what
Mm,
I mean? It's like, especially for you who literally grew up in the industry, iba talaga yung, it, it, it changes the way you look at life and the way you look at yourself. Eh.
yeah,
So not only are you being judged by people 24/7, you're judging yourself 24/7.
yeah.
Diba? Like, I remember when I used to be with my ex, when we would live together and like we would go to the grocery store and I would plan out my outfit to go to the grocery and she'd be like, why the hell do you have to think about what you're gonna wear to the palit, to the grocery. Like, I don't know, dude. Like, I don't want anyone to see me and I look like crap, diba? Like, I have to always look good because that's what they teach you in when you're growing up in the industry, diba? Like, you always have to look your best. One picture can ruin you, man,
Yeah.
diba? So it's so hard then talaga na, I mean, like I said earlier, all things have pros and cons,
Yeah.
diba? But I can you talk to us about like how growing up in the industry affected you that way?
In a bad way?
No, no, no. And how did growing up in the industry affect you with like how you see yourself?
Oh, okay. That's a really bad one because it gave me depression. But I mean, siguro just because I'm so incredibly focused on what I do, and I am my worst critic, honestly. And like I
I feel
said,
like we all are as performers
yeah,
because it's different from like how I say like art is art, right? A tattoo artist is an artist, a musician is an artist, an actor is an artist. But the difference between the three is us bilang performer, bilang actors, we're the product.
yeah,
So when a tattoo artist does a tattoo and someone says pangit ng tattoo, you can get better with your tattoo. But then like
yeah,
if we go on somewhere and say ang pangit na ni Albie, well, ano, ako na yun eh. Like what I mean? Ang laki ng ilong mo, Albie. Dude, anong magagawa ko dito? Kung pinaayos ko naman, ibabash niyo ako na nagparetoke ako. Di ba?
totoo,
So, walang tama eh. Wala kang magagawa eh.
totoo. Yeah, so, ewan ko, nako talaga, everything talaga has its pros and cons.
Totoo.
Kasi, even yun nga, growing up in the industry, I've become so so hard on myself, especially because I really don't na pangit naman sabihin na I don't care about anyone else. But I mean, pagdating sa art and pagdating sa craft, or let's say sa kasikatan, I really am not the type na iko-compare ko yung sarili ko sa iba, na bakit siya, may ganito, hindi ako gano'n talaga. But because I'm so focused on myself, sabi ko talaga minsan parang ikapapa ip kaya ko 'to,
Kaya
Tagalog.
mo yan, kaya mo yan.
Ipapahamak ay yun na lang, ipapahamak ko pa yung sarili ko, parang because I'm so hard on
Ikakasama. Yan ba yung
yun,
sasabihin mo?
parang gano'n.
Okay.
Nahihirapan ako dun. So ayun, parang kaya sabi ko din sa totoo lang, and it was so hard for me din to show people. Kasi when you start at such a young age, people judge you at such a young age growing
Di
up.
ba?
They have more
Oo.
time with you because you started so early. So
Mm-mm.
because I started so early, I've been bashed. My God, ilang taon pa lang ako noon, and I for no reason, wala lang, trip lang ng mga tao. And I couldn't really air out my side of anything. I couldn't make people believe na, yo, I am nice. This is me. What you see on TV, that's a character. That's not really me. That's why I'm also thankful for PBB because I was really able to show kung ano yung ugali ko talaga. Kasi ang hirap maging plastic sa loob Parang you can only be plastic for so long. Tapos mababaliw ka rin. And then you're gonna be who you are.
I can't even be plastic for 5 seconds, man.
Exactly. Diba? Parang sabi ko, when I got out nga, my mom told me, anak, you were the most hated housemate for the first week. And I was like, hey. Because like, people, like siguro sa ugali ko talaga, when it's your first time to know me, it's because I'm too outspoken. Parang, I'm hard to digest, if that's the right way to put it. Parang you're gonna have to really get
Acquired taste.
like we are an acquired taste. And
Totoo.
the people who don't try to understand you are just gonna choose to be like, she's a witch or something like that. So yun lang, parang
Ibong Adarna, let's
lost
go.
I lost
Alien International,
total
thank you.
I lost total track of your question.
Ako din eh. Sorry. Um,
I love Toto.
no, no, no. Actually, you answered it correct. I remember it now. Na, yun nga, you just, eventually you learned how to just not care about what the other people were thinking about because all of your life growing up,
Yeah.
judge ka na eh.
But honestly, sabi ko minsan, ang hirap din. Because sometimes I don't care and sometimes I care too much. There are moments now. That's why now I'm unable to receive any messages. I don't receive any messages on Instagram. I don't open Twitter anymore as much as I did before. Before I was tutok talaga, like tutok with all the social media. And then now I really had to learn how to let go because I was being consumed by it and by what other people said about me. And then, but of course, there are some times na you can't help but care. Lalo na pag mali yung,
It's human nature talaga eh. It's human nature. No one's going to not care about if someone says something bad about them, even if it's not true. You know what
yeah,
I mean? And especially na sa the problem kasi with Twitter is like it's always gonna be there. It's there for like if you tweet unless that person deletes it, it's gonna be there forever. It's not like if you're in school and someone says, "Sus, ano, pangit naman si Albie." Like in 30 minutes, makakalimutan ko na yan eh. But then
yeah,
if it's physical, if it's there and you see it all the time, bawat bukas mo makikita mo, it really will keep, you know what I mean? It'll linger with you talaga eh.
yeah, totoo. So, ayun, parang sabi ko, okay, I think that's enough social media. I I now realized nga na there's so much more to life. Life is not this. I've forgotten how actual people talk to each other because all I know are the comments that are being
Oo.
said to me, di ba?
Ang bastos din ng mga tao sa internet because, you know what I mean? It's not there. And I guarantee you, yung mga nagbabash sa'yo, pag nakita ka sa labas, magpapapicture sa'yo yan. Di ba? Like, it's absurd. And like, you can
Oh,
only understand na marami ring galit sa puso yung mga tao na yan. So, linalabas lang nila sa atin. Pero, I don't know, man. Like what you said, medyo dinidevalue mo yung social media. Pero let's face it, bilang sa trabaho natin, kailangan natin yan eh.
totoo, totoo, totoo. Kaya now, I'm really creating a life for myself outside of this all. Because before I didn't. Before I would just be at home and sulk and wallow in self-pity when someone says bad things about me. But sabi ko now, I'm really trying to make a life. I'm going out. I'm actually trying to socialize and just to have a life outside of this all.
Mm-mm.
Para, yun nga. So I'm not ever conscious. Wait, I have the diamonds? Oh, hold on.
Yeah, naka 50-50 yan.
Okay, wait. I will, how do you give it again? I have not done Kumu in how?
Dude, hindi ko na maalala, man. Hindi ko rin makikita dito kasi hindi ako nagbibigay. Eh.
I
Hindi
know
na
because,
ako umakyat eh.
wait, I'm gonna go back. I think I need to X?
I don't think so.
Oh, I don't? Okay. I think I,
Kaya mo, mamaya na yan, nasisira yung flow eh. Ang ganda ng
okay.
usapan natin. It's this, let's go back to what you mentioned KD earlier. Do you think na kaya rin he was a good support system for you? Another Yamashita,
Wow,
thank
sino
you so much.
yun?
Hindi ko alam,
Mabilis naman
ang bilis. Do you think like the reason why he was such a good support system for you
REM
is
babies. Thank you,
REL and babies? Thank you so much.
What is that?
Do you think na kaya he was such a good support system for you because you know that he's going through the same thing also?
Honestly, I know that's a factor. That could be a big factor. But he was just a good support system plainly just because he loved me. Just because he really wanted to care and to do everything he could to help me and support me. Kahit kasi parang ako, even if even if I'm not going through what you're going through, if I really want to understand you, and if I really want to help you and be there for you, I will because I love you. That's it. Yun lang. But I know it helped him then kasi he could understand it easily.
Yeah, because like with that with that thing you were saying, um, your mom loves you
Yeah.
for sure, but you won't listen to what she's gonna say as much as you would listen to what Katie's going to say. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, and then at the same time, like I know my friends love me too, but when I'm never gonna listen to advice that they have to tell me about showbiz because they're not in showbiz, bro. You know, so I feel like with the mental health thing, now it helps that you have someone who he goes through these days as well.
Mm-mm.
There are days for him na ganun din eh. Ramdam niya, he feels your pain. So that's why it's important for you guys to have each other because not only are you guys in the same industry,
Yeah.
you guys have the same pinagdadaanan kayo the same emotionally.
Yeah. And ako, I think, kasi the difference with him is he has such an open mind. He's very open-minded about things. Na he doesn't go in um judgment first or anything. He would really listen and would really take time because I've dealt naman din with other people who I knew naman were concerned din naman. Maybe just didn't know how, didn't try to understand how they could help. Like, yun, they would say, bakit mo nararamdaman yan? Parang ganon. Maganda ka naman. Parang hindi mo dapat naramdaman yan. Parang ganon. But naman, they were
Mm-mm.
trying to come from a good place.
Yeah, I know exactly what you're talking
Diba?
about.
Pero I guess with KD kasi, he listens. He listens before he speaks. So I think that's such a big um helpful tip then even for other people. Parang basta it sounds so baba when you say just to listen before you speak, but it's actually it.
No, it's not mababaw at all. It really isn't because there are a lot of people who will listen to you to answer what you're saying, not to understand what you have to say. Malaking bagay yun, man. Like that's one thing na like let's say I'm from dating someone and then like of course you're always gonna have arguments with people, right?
Yeah.
Everyone. I'm sure you and Katie have arguments too sometimes. It's natural, it's human nature, diba? So
Mm,
like if I'm arguing with someone na I'm dating with na potentially magiging like I see myself with that person. Pag dun sa argument, yun yung pinaka-importante. Like kapag na-realize ko na, man, nakikinig ka lang para sagutin ako eh. Wala na to. Walang
yeah.
mapupuntahan to, man.
Yeah.
Because I need you to understand what I'm saying, not just to hear it.
Yeah, I don't need you to like make a rebuttal with me. We're not in,
Oo,
'di ba?
mismo.
So yun.
What's so besides the are you able to promote the movie na? Is it okay?
Not yet pa naman. Actually, we just finished dubbing, so I'm not sure if it's gonna be out soon yet. I think it's not done yet. So, pero yun, please watch Reset soon. Coming out
Oh,
soon.
there we go. What do you have planned for yourself in the future? Kasi alam mo naman, I don't have to tell you, pero like yung industriya natin, it's not concrete at all.
That's true.
Oh wait, no, sorry. Let's talk about school first,
Oh,
because
okay.
you graduated inside PBB,
Yeah.
correct? And
Yeah.
then when you were before college, high school, were you homeschooled or did you
Yeah.
actually attend homeschooled?
Um,
Yeah,
but high school I was homeschooled. College was regular school.
yeah, in Treston, diba?
Yeah.
In the fort.
Mm.
So how was that juggling school and showbiz?
It was so hard. Init sa magdamag. I would have like breakdown sa balcony ng kwarto ko. Because walang signal tayo dun, 'di ba?
Yeah, hindi ka maka-work,
Hindi
hindi ka
ako I
maka-school.
would make my homework kasi 'pag nasa taping tayo, 'pag may signal, dun makikita ko yung mga kailangan kong gawin. Ano gagawin ko? Tapos 'pag nakakauwi na tayo, di ko siya ma-submit. Tapos naiiyak na ako kasi deadline na, like ano tawag dito, um, midterms, finals, deadline, di ko ma-submit kasi walang signals. Naiiyak na lang talaga ako sa balcony kasi wala akong magawa.
Did
Pero
you fail any classes because of that?
um, I failed one class. I failed one class. And just because it was my fault though. Alam mo yung minsan you underestimate the class na it's not a major. So
Yeah.
tapos dun pa ako bumagsak, nakakahiya. So yun, after that I was like I'm never failing again. I must work. Must work harder. So ayun, and then it's really hard to juggle din kasi naman when we come home from taping, lalo na pag hindi lock in na. Like I was starting college, hindi pa lock in nun eh.
Mm-mm.
So, yung location sa Lukban, Quezon, and then makakauwi ako, diretso na ako school kasi 3 hours biyahe. Tapos I have a 7 a.m. class. So, diretso na ako school. Minsan makakatulog talaga ako sa class, nakakahiya. Pero ewan ko, talagang kinaya lang. I was just really motivated and I just really wanted to finish because school was so important to me. And I just wanted to have my diploma with me and learn, of course. I wanted to learn. Because hindi talaga forever tong showbiz. And I've since we've been here for such a long time, I've seen people come and go. People I didn't expect would go. People who I thought would stay until the end of time, pero biglang nawala. And it makes you realize, it made me realize how important it was to get.
Another Yamashita, geez. Jenica, thank you again.
Thank you, Jenica. It's my first time to ever see you, Jenica. And then, yun nga, sabi ko, how important it was to me to pursue my education. And I want my education to work for me in the future. So, ayun lang. I just really, although I don't, si Ate Jen yun! Oh wait, I know her. Ate Jen, hi, thank you. Ngayon ko lang nalaman na Jenica pala si Ate Jen. Hi, Ate Jen. Ikaw pala yan. So, ayun, sabi ko, what was I saying?
You want
God.
to make your education work for you.
Ayun, I want to make my education work for me. And then, kasi sabi ko sa showbiz talaga, I just love what I'm doing. But let's be honest, unless I am so famous, it is not really gonna, you know, help me survive until the end of time financially, diba? It's not the biggest of big paychecks and all of that unless you're really famous and you get so much endorsements. But if not, I was really planning that I just really want to pursue school so that I can have a business and so that I can still pursue what I love doing, which is acting and singing. Ayun, yun lang. But I don't
Feeling,
bash. I mean, not bash. I know to me education is important, but I don't want people to think that I look down on people who have not finished their education. Not at all. Kasi ako pinush ko lang talaga 'to, eh. Like, if you believe that you have a different timeline or it's not the time for you to pursue it yet, that's totally fine. You can come back to school anytime, especially if you have the means to. And you can be successful naman even if you haven't really finished it yet. But of course, it's just a bit different when you have, that diploma. It's easier to get work,
yeah.
etc.
It's hard because here in our country it's different.
Mm.
Like in the US, you don't need a college education to live a good life, man. Like I know a guy, he's a construction worker. He's a friend of mine. I just randomly met him and then I lived in his house for like a week in the States. I think I told this story in the house. And dude, you won't imagine how much he makes. He makes $65 an hour. That times eight. And then if it's overtime, a hundred it's $100 an hour for extra. You know what I
Wow.
mean? So like if you calculate how much he makes, bro, he makes more than us. He has
Yeah.
three houses now, and then he rents out the two. It's just the prop. It's a different world in the U.S. Yeah, but because like you know what I mean.
Different world
If you
here
live,
in the Philippines.
yeah, yeah. If someone who works in Starbucks can have a car and live in his own apartment, you know what I mean. There's no way someone from Starbucks here could do that.
Diba,
So
isipin mo, here in the Philippines, you have to be privileged to be able to get an education. Because if
true.
you don't get an education, it will be hard for you to get a job.
Mm-mm.
'Di ba magkano lang ang bayad sa mga minimum wage workers?
527. I know because I had a minimum
You
wage
have
before.
to pay to get your education for a job that won't even compensate you as much. So ang hirap talaga. I will say that I was able to finish classes while working because I am also privileged. it's
Yeah.
a different story. Iba-iba talaga.
But then again, you can't look down on your privilege because life's really not
Yeah,
fair, man. It's
of
not the
course.
same. We're not all dealt the same hands.
I'm thankful for it. I'm thankful for it naman. I'm not gonna say na, oh, I hate it. I wish I wasn't. Of course not. Of course not. But yun nga, I just have an understanding for how life works.
True, true, true. Um, do you think that another reason, because feeling ko naman kaya you can survive being in showbiz and not being the most popular artist. Like, for example, one that comes to my mind is like Miss Mylene Dizon. You know what I mean? She
Oh,
wasn't.
that's the
She's
goal.
she's still here. Yeah, she wasn't like the most popular ever in the world. She doesn't really have like that much endorsements, but she's still here. I think another reason why he didn't sustainable talaga ang pag-aartista is because of burnout. Eh. Alam mo yun, nababurnout ka lang sa ganito, like sa social media. Ngayon, sa social media, nakaka-burnout. Yung oras, nakaka-burnout. Everything else, nakaka-burnout. Do you feel that, do you put a timeline for yourself? Sa tingin mo, do you think that there will ever be a time where you burn out? Because I know you love this. You love entertainment. You love performing. You love all of this stuff. But does it ever, do you think it'll take a toll on you so much at one day? You're just like, I'm done with this.
For sure. That always
Yeah.
happens to me. There's always, just recently, just
Yun nga,
like,
yun kanina.
I was like, yeah, yung kinikwento ko kanina when I was feeling at my lowest, I really said, Mom, I'm gonna quit. I am quitting. I am done. I love this, but I don't think it loves me. So why? Why will I waste more time? And then I get reminded of why I love what I do so much. And it's always like that. It's always just like that. I feel like I'm giving up, and then someone sends me a message saying na, hey, you've inspired so much of my patients. I am a psychiatrist and you've helped so much people. And then I'm like, this is why I love what I do. Okay, let's go. Thank you for the inspiration. I'm back. There's always gonna be burnout there for me. But I don't know. I guess I love what I do too much. It's gonna have to take a lot more than burnout for me to stop. Until showbiz slaps me in the face and tells me, get out. You're not meant for this anymore. Until management tells me na tumigil ka na, di ako titigil. Because my goal is not to be the most famous. It's
Thank
just,
you, Malacanang.
oh
Alex,
wow, thank you. Who was that?
Alexan official. I couldn't see the last.
Alexa Thank you,
Yeah,
Alexa
Alex Laters official. There we
Thank you
go.
so much, malaki. So sabi ko, my goal was never to be the most famous. I want to be here for the long run. I want
Longevity.
That's what I
Yeah.
want. And I think that's what we are achieving.
Mm-mm.
Diba? So yun
Kasi
yung
it's
goal.
hard din kasi like if you love something, the moment you start doing it to pay your bills, you kind of lose love for that thing. Eh.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Like you love performing, but like you said, you're getting there was a time in a depressed ka. I'm sure, let's say 5 years from now, or if you feel like this again, and then you established your businesses, and you're like, okay, I'm really done. After 6 months, mamimiss mo rin yung pag-aarte.
True. That's true.
Siguro,
True.
for
Yeah.
you, for sure, sure ako yun sa'yo. Like for me, maybe I can step out after a few years and mamimiss ko siya, pero I know I don't love it as much as you do. I
Yeah.
don't love performing as much as you do.
So yun nga, it's something I can't escape. Even if I tried. It's because I love it too much. So it's not something that I can move on. Move on from.
Do you ever think about like directing? May passion ka ba doon? Like do you want to start doing? Wala.
Wala.
Baliktad tayo. Ako yun, that's really what I want to do, man. Make stories, direct. Maybe one day ma-direct kita. Who knows?
Game,
Di
dude.
ba?
That's
That's
really
the
fun.
move, bro. Yan yung masaya. Full circle talaga tayo nun.
Oo. Sobrang natutuwa ako pag nakakita ko like yung ibang I knew who were child actors, yung mga nag-direct na, yung isa
Mm-mm.
AD na siya ng Showtime, ganyan. And I was like, oh, that's so cool. That's so cool.
Because, like, you know what I mean? When I started acting, hindi ko talaga siya mahal. Eh. I was just doing it for the sake of doing it. And then eventually, na-realize ko na, I enjoy it, man.
Yeah.
I, everyone used to tell me before that I was so creative. Like, dude, you're a creative guy. You're artistic. Pero
Yeah.
ang tingin ko sa artistic nun is drawing, painting, alam
Yeah.
mo yon. Hindi ko naisip na art 'to until I actually got into the industry and became an artist, and I realized this really is an art. Storytelling is an art.
Yeah.
Podcasting is an art, man.
Yeah.
Like, not everyone can do this, bro. I
Totoo.
promise.
Totoo.
Yeah. So, do you have anything else you wanna say before we wrap this up?
Oh, well, of course, thank you for having me on Stallion.
No, I loved it. Thank you. So I had such a good conversation. We'll have another one again soon.
Yeah, sure. It was a great. Thank you to everyone who watched for more than our 1,000 viewers. Thank you so much,
One
and
thousand
thank you.
five hundred.
Yes, hindi siya bumababa. Thank you so much, guys. Thank you to everyone who dropped gifts. Thank you so much. And yeah, I had so much fun. I love these things, or you just talk. It's really cool. It's fun. So you're gonna put this on.
I can't because they took it out now. I wanted to so bad, but I don't know. Maybe someone can send. If someone recorded this, maybe they can send it to me somehow. I don't know, guys. I want to get KD so bad. What happened? Naglag.
What?
Hello. No, like they're saying get KD. I've been messaging KD, guys. Guys,
I can tell him.
stop. Tell him, please. Yes. Okay. Sabi mo sa. Okay. He just has to look at his inbox on IG. I'll do it next week.
He never checks.
I know, I'm
Dude,
sure.
he never checks anything. All his messages are like 600 plus. And I'm
Same
like,
kami.
I
Yung,
know, how do you live with so much notifications?
wala na eh. Nanulula na lang ako. Sobrang dami na masyado. Hindi ko na siya mabuksan. If it's important enough, they'll send it again.
Yeah.
Thank you so much, Alexa. I had so
Wait,
much fun. I want to keep you on
wait,
the
wait,
long
I
run.
will just drop this. Hold on. I will go down.
Yay.